craziness on us. You did. You brought this up.
So in 2018, the teaser trailer for the Sonic movie was shown at Comic-Con Experience, or CCXP for short. This teaser started with a close-up of Sonic's face and then him running off and breaking the sound barrier. The teaser was not uploaded online, however. Now, why do I explain this? Because for over a year now, there's been a whole search for this teaser full of misinfo. So this video is here to explain everything and debunk all the misinformation surrounding the teaser. When I tried to do that in a short, it flopped, and there's also more I want to say. So firstly, let me immediately cover something. This is the only image from the teaser. If you're around for the Sonic movie leaks in March of 2019, you'll remember this image, which apparently came from a Paramount promotional document. Must have had something to do with Viacom or Nickelodeon, which is owned by Viacom, as images of Shimmer and Shine in the Dora movie are surrounded by Sonic. Man, remember when that got announced? Many people thought it was from the, at the time, upcoming trailer. I'm pretty sure these images aren't from the teaser either. They're from a Russian dub test in the movie, posted by a Russian voice actor who auditioned for Sonic. However, the origin of this Sonic originates from some test footage for the movie. I'm not gonna go too in-depth into it, since Norman Dude already has a whole video on it, so just go watch that instead. It is the same design as the CCXP teaser, although it is of course a different model. So yeah, it's not from the teaser. But the description of the teaser did say that it started with a close-up on Sonic's face. So who's to say really? So even though it's a different model, these images match with how the teaser was described. Now, in the intro I said that the teaser was never uploaded, but that's kinda false. You see, while Paramount never uploaded this trailer, it was uploaded by someone on Twitter, with the tweet reading, "The trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog of Paramount Mexico has been leaked, and Dr. Eggman will be happy about this. Hashtag Sonic the movie, hashtag Sonic the Hedgehog, hashtag Sonic." Now, before anyone steals this point from Norman Dude's video,
could this truly be a leaked Sonic movie trailer that went under the radar? Well, I'm making this video to clear up misconceptions about this teaser, so the answer may shock you. Let's take a closer look at the video itself. The video, while taken down, was only 28 seconds long. If this really was a leaked Sonic movie trailer, it would have had to have been the CCXP teaser, given the time frame of December 2018 and the length of the video. Taking a look at the few reactions from when it was first posted, the only quotes are hashtag Sonic and Sonic la película, ja 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 ja. Making do with what little crumbs there are, I feel like people might be jumping the gun and saying that this has to be a leaked Sonic movie trailer. For all we know, this could have just been a meme of Robotnik doing some zany dance to a song and it got taken down because it was a copyrighted song. Also, unless Paramount was just Sonic fast in taking this down and took that shit down immediately, keep in mind that this tweet has 4 Sonic hashtags and literally tags Paramount Mexico. I know some people are less fortunate than others, but if you think about it, would a tweet like this really have so few likes if it was a legit Sonic movie leak? I don't know, maybe I'm just a big skeptic.
No.
The point that this could have just been a shitpost that got taken down for copyrighted music doesn't seem very likely. Twitter isn't really deciding where the videos get taken down for copyrighted music. That's more of a YouTube thing. I would know. Also, the point that if this was actually a leaked Sonic movie trailer when it went unnoticed might sound plausible at first, but this guy's a pretty small account who's not too active, and obviously was even smaller in 2018, and his tweets in Spanish anyway. I don't really get tweets in other languages on my timeline. Plus, leaked videos on Twitter can be pretty quick to get taken down. Also, I'm editing this part in right now, but I was gonna mention in the video about how there was a screenshot I couldn't find of someone back in like 2022 DMing him about if he still had the video, and he said no. However, while I was editing, I found a reply from just last December of him replying to someone asking if he still had the teaser, and he said no. I think it'd be weird if he just lied about how he had a teaser after 6 years. So yeah, I'm sure this was definitely the teaser. Also, for those wondering, no, you can't download this video. Twitter for you downloader sites and bots can't download deleted copyrighted videos. All the archives for the video on the Wayback Machine are also after the video got taken down, so those don't work either. So, how did this whole lost media search start? Well, on February 15, 2024, a good friend of mine, SC Terracon Studios, made a short little video about this teaser. Little did he know this video would take off and spark a bunch of interest in the teaser, which for some reason I guess no one cared about 5 years prior. However, just like any good lost media search, it immediately gets ruined by little kids fucking up all the information and making a bunch of fake leaks, so blame Terracon for that. Although on November 8th, the original release day of the Sonic movie, Terracon made a video slightly correcting his original video and also explaining why the teaser won't be released. Also, let me just clear up a misconception real quick. The teaser was shown at CCXP, not Cinemacon. At Cinemacon 2018, Paramount was just showing some of their upcoming movies. In fact, that's where this logo came from. People keep getting this confused with the logo from the teaser, but it's not from the teaser. It was a placeholder for the movie. At Cinemacon 2019, however, they showed the trailer that we all know and love, as well as an unreleased Robotnik trailer featuring Everybody Dance Now. Let's pre-search this stuff for this one. Although this year CCXP wasn't alone with Sonic, since posters were at the event. Funnily enough, there's alternate versions of these posters with the old design, so if you were around for the wait of the original trailer, you'll probably remember this video by Dreamcast Guy talking about leaked Sonic movie trailer he saw. Most notably, him saying that it featured Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise. Then after Cinemacon, attendees actually did confirm that it featured Gangsta's Paradise. But back to CCXP. After Terracon's video, a bunch of shady fake leaks and recreations of the teaser spawned in, and even channels dedicated to remakes of it. This is a whole nother thing that I don't want to get into because yeah. But on the topic of leaks, I want to quickly mention this shit. This is so obviously fake, but a bunch of people, or kids,
or let's be real here, kids,
actually think this is real. Shout out to Thundery, who made a video debunking this whole thing and explaining how this was made. You'd think that you shouldn't have to do this, but you'd be surprised about the amount of people who actually thought this was real. Firstly, Sonic's face here is obviously just this Sonic AI deepfaked onto Sonic from the trailer, with the blue recolored to match Sonic from the last teaser. This fake leak also has text reading Natalia Baranova, Pythagoras, and property of Paramount, which you'll probably recognize from these images. Which literally makes no sense if this was shown at a whole ass event. I don't think the 10-year-olds who make these understand that footage with a copyright watermark wouldn't be shown to a whole bunch of people. And the person who made this is actually trying to pass this off as some sort of footage taken from the event. Thundery, can I steal your video real quick?
If you go to his profile, he uploaded a second video trying to milk this crap as much as possible. It says, more of the Sonic trailer / lost media from a friend's POV. His friend's POV is really strange because the aspect ratio keeps changing, and it is zoomed exactly onto the screen. Kinda strange, right? Also, none of these scenes were in the original video!
This brings me to the next part, the Sonic PNG that just randomly scales up at the screen with no type of animation or motion. The animation, or lack of animation on Sonic, doesn't make any sense. He just randomly appears on screen and then there's a random cut with him being super close up on the screen all of a sudden. Which would make it hard for this image to exist if Sonic was never this close up in the video. The end of the video also just fades in with this logo from Cinemacon. There's also this image where credits due, it actually looks pretty convincing. I know it's obviously fake, but this is honestly the most realistic looking CCXP hoax. But now I have to talk about this because I was actually kinda involved in it, sort of. So basically in a server I'm in, we started talking about making a CCXP leak. This one will be on a much higher level than all the other ones because this wasn't just going to be some shitty quick CapCut edit. There were actually people who know how to model and animate, so we could actually make something convincing, or at the very least something with a lot of effort. So it gets posted in the CCXP Discord server, and then not too long after, they for some reason decided to say it was fake instead of just letting it play out. Although even before that, the kids in the server were already saying it was fake. I don't know what will led them to believe that, considering this is better than all the slop they were posting. If you research this topic like I have, you probably come across these images. This one just screams someone trying to make a totally real leaked image with the shaky cam and all. But lastly, for CCXP misinfo, I have to talk about the Lost Media wiki page because it's just all wrong. It did get rewritten to clear up a bunch of misinformation. Look, at one point it had Cinemacon 2019 in the title instead of CCXP 2018. However, all the misinformation is still present in the fandom wiki version of the page, so whatever. Prepare for me to read this one because there's a whole bunch of bullshit in it. They also say that the trailer was screened in Mexico theaters from December 2018 to May 2019. I guess no one decided to record the trailer that was in theaters across Mexico for 5 whole months. The current wiki page still gets basic details wrong, like saying it ended with the solid card simply just saying Sonic, just like what me and Uber showed in our recreations. Which I only did because at the time, the only logo people had for this movie was this. And even when the Sonic Twitter account made a tweet about the motion poster redirecting people to IGN, the logo used in that video just said Sonic. The description also says at the end that, after being shown at CCXP 2018, the trailer was finalized for public viewing, with some differences being made. The trailer was met with a handful of criticism, mainly because of the design used for Sonic. So they're saying that the trailer was turned into the one from 2019. You can also see on this page that there's still remnants of the old page. I mentioned how they just straight up get the event wrong, and there's still a video by 3C Films talking about the 2019 Cinemacon trailer linked on this wiki. The gallery also has these posters as well as the Chris Pratt poster saying they're promo pictures for some reason. These two posters were released after the teaser, and this is a concept poster, hence Chris Pratt. So now, on to the actual topic of the video, what you all came for. The answer to the title. Why can't this teaser be found? Well, you see, it's a very simple, obvious reason, which Terracon actually went into in his second video. Writer of the Sonic movies, Pat Casey, commented on Normandy's video about the test footage, saying, the reason the studio can never release that test is that A, it features music they didn't have the rights to, and B, the actors didn't get paid. It was all just favors. So it would get everybody in trouble with the union if that test scene was put on DVD or something. Now, the teaser did use footage from this test footage, but I don't know if that really has anything to do with it. We don't know what music, if any, was used in the teaser, and it probably wasn't whatever music was used in the test footage. The second reason about no one someone being paid, thus them not being allowed to release the test footage does make sense, since I'm sure the teaser just used footage from the test footage. Although the same footage of the highway from the test footage was used in the teaser, the original trailer, and the movie. So I don't know if the test video has much to do with the teaser not being released. So other than that, what is the actual reason? Why is this teaser still lost? Well, I'll tell you. It's the fact that this teaser is literally impossible to find. The only remnant of this teaser is a tweet with a video that got murked by Paramount before anyone was quick enough to notice. And this isn't like the 1995 Shrek test animation that was actually found by people who actually knew what they were doing, or the Jeff the Killer image search, which although now is kinda dead, is or was being searched for by people scouring the internet for leads of the original image. And they actually got really close. And what do you know, that search was also fucked up by people spreading false info and images. I can't even call this a search, there's not really a search here. Everything about this teaser has just been filled with a bunch of shady remakes and lies made by fetuses who get basic facts wrong. So yeah, in short, just stop trying to look for this teaser. The only way this teaser is being found is if someone somehow manages to get the video file from Moses' tweet, or if Paramount releases the video, which we all know is not happening. This teaser is not being found. It's gone, and the search for it should also be gone. Also, Sonic doesn't say fucking Yahoo in the trailer.